Okay, now it's time for some sad news for a few titles here. There's been a large amount of delays in the gaming community. As I already said, Last of Us Part 2 was delayed a while back, but now Cyberpunk 2077 has gotten a huge delay. Instead of arriving, I think it was supposed to arrive like April 16th, now it's going to be arriving the 17th of September, which is a pretty big delay. Now, like I always say, guys, delays aren't necessarily a bad thing. Yes, maybe some people's schedules get messed up. Yes, you're really excited for a game, you want it now, blah, blah, blah. You know, as I said in a podcast in the past, leaving it in the oven to cook a little bit longer is usually not a bad thing. And I think that most of these games are being delayed because they're coming out so close to the PS5 and Xbox One Series X, whatever it's called. And I think that's why that these games are being delayed, because they're going to be updated for the newer stuff. I don't know exactly why. Let's read the press release that Cyberpunk 2077 put on Twitter. That's right. I've got to love that yellow color. Nice mustard color. Sad news for Vivid Chim. What is that? Were you going to do a review or playthrough or something like that? Cyberpunk 2077. Here's what they said on Twitter. We have important news regarding Cyberpunk 2077's release date that we'd like to share today. Cyberpunk 2077 won't make the April release window. We're moving the launch date to September 17th of 2020. We are currently at the stage where the game is complete and playable, but there's still work to be done. Night City is massive, full of stories, content, and places to visit, but due to the sheer scale and complexity of it all, we need more time to finish the playtesting, fixing, and polishing. We want Cyberpunk 2077 to be our crowning achievement for this generation, and postponing launch will give us the precious months we need to make the game perfect. Expect more regular updates in progress as we get closer to the release date. We're really looking forward to seeing you in Night City. Thank you for your ongoing support. And that was from Adam Badowski and Markin Iwinski of CD Projekt. Now, I mean, let me reread this part. Postponing launch will give us the precious months to need to make this game perfect. Let's read a little bit more behind. We want Cyberpunk 2077 to be our crowning achievement for this generation. This generation. I'm thinking, because The Witcher 3 was their crowning achievement for this generation, right? So I'm thinking they mean the next generation. Huh? Vivid Chim says, it's sad because my March-April will be based around this release is now... okay, so now I need to think of what to do instead. You could play Doom Eternal. Yeah. You can watch Black Widow, that's right. You can watch that every day of the month until Cyberpunk is released. So yes, kind of sad news for people, but also, like I say, you want the game to be polished. You know, you want the game to... be able to be playable when the game comes out. The one thing I will say, though, do not give us a hefty day one patch. If you're going to be updating the game this much to move the release date so far back, put it on the disc, please. I don't want to have to download a 20 gigabyte update. Look at Red Dead Redemption, 100 gigabytes to download the day one. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 is the first game to talk about that has been delayed. Also, more sad news. One of my most anticipated games, Dying Light 2, is getting another major delay as well. So in a letter to the fans that they released on Twitter, let's read what they had to say. It's going to break my heart reading this again. To our dedicated community, it was a busy year for us as we continued working on the biggest project to date. We know you are awaiting the game eagerly, and we want to deliver exactly what we promised. We were initially aiming for spring 2020 release with Dying Light 2, but unfortunately, we need more development time to fulfill our vision. We will have more details to share in the coming months, and we'll get back to you as soon as we have more information. We apologize for this unwelcome news. Our priority is to deliver an experience that lives up to our own high standards and to the expectations of you, our fans. Please stay tuned, and thank you to our fans around the world for continued support, patience, and understanding. So now there is no release window. Oh, it's so sad. You know, as I've already said, the game delay trend, it's here because of the new console generation. That is the only thing I can think of. So many games are getting delayed because they're going to run better on the new systems. They're putting more resources into making them more optimized for the future systems. That's the only thing I can think of right now. So, like I said, and I'll say it again, a delay is not the death of the world. It's not the end of the world. A delay is usually a good thing because they're taking more time to put into the game. We don't want more Fallout 76s or No Man's Skies that the games get finished years after they're released, whatever. But once again, Dying Light 2 is another game that is being delayed. And finally, for the delays, Marvel's Iron Man VR is getting a delay as well. And this news was actually kind of shocking because when they showed off the game during their PlayStation State of Play, they were like, yep, it's coming out this day, and it won't be delayed. It was supposed to arrive on the 28th of February, and now it's been delayed to March 15th, 2020, which isn't too long, not too long, but it's still a delay nonetheless. So they came out on Twitter and said, in order to deliver on our vision and meet the high expectations of our amazing community, wow, these companies really use the same language, we've made a difficult decision to move Marvel's Iron Man VR to May 15th of 2020. We truly appreciate your patience and understanding. You'll be hearing from us again soon. Wow, you really built to an anticlimax with that one, eh? That's all I can. That's all. Yeah, I just do this off the cuff, man. But yeah, May 15th is a new release date for Iron Man VR. I think this is going to be a cool game. I have a VR headset for the PlayStation, and I would love to play this game. Hopefully it's better than the movie adaptation back in the day. But once again, Marvel's Iron Man is another game that has been delayed. And that's the end of that shtick for this episode. All right.